Luke, congratulations.
Congrats,
And
man.
I guess unofficially, welcome to Washington, D.C. How are you, man?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on. I can't wait to get out there and get rolling.
What was this process like? It's got to be so strange, the journey you've gone on, like switching positions and where did you think you were going to go? What kind of conversations did you have? Walk us through it.
Oh my gosh, I mean, you have really no idea as a player. You're walking into the day blind. I know my dad has a funny story of he always tells our family, 31 of 32 teams talked with him throughout the whole process and interviewed him and did all that, and the one team that didn't was the team that drafted him. And
Right.
so if you think you have an idea, you don't. But I'm so excited to just be a part of this organization now. I think it's such a cool fit for myself and the 8 other guys that we brought in this year, and just to be a part of something new and something that you get to grow and build with together is such a blessing.
How much did you talk to and how much of a relationship did you have with Washington before the draft?
Yeah, Adam Peters specifically, we knew kind of him through some things, and at the Senior Bowl, at the Combine, you're able to kind of, interview with every team at a certain level, and then a couple teams a little bit more and see how that goes. And so, I talked to them through that whole process, and then it's so cool to have some connections from, my past and some people in my family's past. I know, Tavita Pritchard's the quarterback coach there. He was at Stanford with my brother. Anthony Lynn was his running back coach there. It's kind of cool to see, Larry Izzo, the special teams coordinator, is a Rice guy. And so to have some of those connections of, whether you know them well or not, you still have some level of familiarity with them. And, you grew up watching them and seeing them. And so it's such a cool spot for me personally.
Luke McCaffrey, one of the newest Commanders, drafted in the 3rd round over the weekend. Can you go back to your decision to become a wide receiver after 3 years playing quarterback? And what went into that? I just can't imagine you would have thought at that time, maybe you thought you'd become one of the best in the country within 2 years, but that you would have gone as high in the draft as you did in the top 100.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a competitor, you're not too worried about, where you're going to end up from a, number standpoint or anything like that. You're kind of just focused on getting better every day and competing. And so I just went into that last off season before I switched. And, for me personally, I learned a lot about myself and kind of did a little evaluation of kind of what I believe in, who I think I am as a person, and then relayed that to football. And for me, it turned myself kind of into a positionless entity of, I knew that I was open to do whatever. And I was always kind of told my whole life, don't switch until, you're ready to not play quarterback again. And, for me, that was kind of just a time where I was like, hey, I'm doing this, but I just want to be free to do whatever. So I talked about playing safety, playing running back, playing all over the field, and kind of just started with receiver because we didn't have enough guys on our roster at the time, and stuck with it. So it's been fun to just kind of learn from there. You kind of get a fresh start midway through college.
So, Luke, it's such a unique thing that you've gotten to do. I mean, I'm a dad, and my kids, they're active in sports, playing stuff, but they would rather hit themselves in the head with a hammer than listen to anything I have to say, right? But you've got invaluable resources, not only with your pops, but with your brother. How has that kind of informed your experience and being able to lean on them if you have any questions, or is it just sink or swim, dude, make it your own way? I mean, I'd love for you to go into that experience.
No, it's helped a ton. It's the biggest blessing that I never earned. I didn't do anything to put those role models into my life, but they just happened to be there. Right. And so I don't think it's anything but a blessing and a gift that I've kind of had in my life. And to say that they haven't helped in every possible way would be, a lie. And so it's so cool to have those resources, and they do such a good job of letting you learn by yourself when you need to kind of learn lessons, whether it's the hard way or whether it's, just the personal way, and then kind of reach out and give advice when they know the time is right. And so they've been so instrumental in every decision and every path I've gone down.
I'm trying to remember what pod it was. It might have been Part of My Take. I don't remember, but there was this viral clip a month or two ago where your dad was talking about Christian and how he would get him out of class or something, and he would go get him IVs on game day. Did you get that same treatment or no?
Yeah. You know what? Once my dad knew that you were invested in something and you were passionate about something, he was going to help in any way. And in kind of the eyes of what I grew up in, any competitive advantage is going to be, huge, right? And so if you can be feeling good on a game day, if you can cut out certain pads to be lighter, if you can, wear a size shoe, 1 too small so you don't trip, every single equipment advantage, medical advantage that you could ever get was kind of preached to us as kids. And so that was, I mean, it's funny looking back now because you're an 8th grader who probably doesn't need all of that at the time, but looking back now, it's so cool to kind of have those resources and that knowledge from growing up.
It all helped. Here you were off the board at number 100. Frankly, we were looking into a lot of receivers before the draft in that area and didn't necessarily think they were going to call your name. But as I've dove into your season and your last couple of years, there's some pretty astounding numbers that stand out here in terms of fighting for the football and contested catches. As I said, second in FBS with 17. And then your short shuttle and where you're ranked in 3-cone. I mean, some elite athletic traits, all kinds of potential here. I want to start with the contested catches thing, though. For a new receiver, that's pretty astounding. Just give me an idea of how big a part of your game, that is to be number 2 in D1.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think a big part of that is credit to my team at Rice. We did such a good job of, illustrating timing within our passing game and, executing when it came to Saturday. We had some good quarterbacks there while I was there. And, we had a coordinator who trusted them and trusted, our receiving core. And so it was so fun to just go through that whole process with a lot of people who love football and were passionate. And, I think Rice as a small school was so cool to see the program grow from when I first got there to when I'm leaving now, and then kind of how they're going to grow in the future. And so I think that's just a credit to, the whole culture and the system that we built at Rice.
When you first get your first NFL paycheck, right? Assuming you're going to do all the responsible things eventually and like be a grown up, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But that first one that clears, what are you going to do with it?
Somebody got mad at me for this answer the other day, but I have an Xbox that I think is from 2012.
Yeah,
and so I think I need to update that one a little bit.
Is that like the black and green one, like the super?
It's the
old
big
one?
giant brick. You can weightlift with it, dude.
I do have a retro one. We used to play, 2007 Madden on that one, NFL Street 2. But no, I just have one that, when you play games online, it doesn't load quite fast enough. Everybody else is already in the game, so I'm thinking that's going to be, purchase number 1.
How many people on the planet have played with their dad probably in a video game? Have been just working people with their brother for years, and now you're going to play with yourself.
I know. I heard a Justin Jefferson quote that every year in the NFL, he bumped up his ratings to 99, and so I think I'll do that so that it's a little bit more fun. I know rookies always start pretty low, so I got to make it fun to play with.
Moss some people. Are you presuming that you're going to play in the slot a lot? I mean, that was kind of what we heard on draft day. Or do you see yourself out on the boundary? Like, I know you can do a little bit of everything, but how do you see that?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest parts of my game is that, I'm versatile, where I can play in the slot, I can play out wide. I have a lot of experience in the backfield, whether it's a wildcat quarterback or even at running back. And then when it comes to catching punts and returns as well. And so I think it's fun because I'm excited to see what a creative coach like Cliff Kingsbury thinks of when he sees me as a player. And, we haven't got into that yet. We got to go through rookie mini camp, OTAs, and kind of see what the team looks like. And I'm so excited to learn from some veteran guys, Terry McLaurin, Dotson, and just the guys who've been in the league and kind of see where that all lays out. But I'm just excited to get a team that's ready to go out there and compete and have such a great coaching staff with, Coach Quinn and Coach Kingsbury.
Put your scouting hat on here. What does Luke McCaffrey do best right now? And where do you think he needs, the most improvement?
Yeah, I think that's such a hard question because there's always going to be room for improvement. And I think when you're a competitor, you hone in on what you need to get better at. So I think every day I'm going out there and I'm new to the position, so I'm fighting for experience. And to have a receiver coach and Coach Ingram, who won the Blitnikoff, was a 1,000-yard receiver in the NFL and has coordinating experience. So, he understands kind of all aspects of playing receiver and all aspects of football, especially from somebody who's coming into the building, who played quarterback and kind of thinks like somebody who's been in his experience does is such a blessing. Cause I think that's the number one way to get experience, learn from other people's, successes and their mistakes, and to do that with a veteran ran room, and then do that with a coach who's so fit for for that opportunity is something that's pretty cool. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
Wide receiver comp? Anybody that would, like, when we watch you, you'd say you might see a little bit of this?
I think you take things from everyone, right? You know, I switched over from receiver right when Cooper Kupp was in his Triple Crown year. So I took a lot of things from him because he was, you know, at the height of his career. I've taken so many releases and different stems from Stephon Diggs. I love Devontae Adams. It's hard not to. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, both of those duos from even back when they were in college have such great, you know, fundamentals and explosiveness. And so I think, you know, you learn a little bit from every single player in the league, and then you just try and take what works for you, and then, you know, you eliminate what doesn't work for you and build your repertoire. So it's cool to have a little bit of aspect of, you know, all those guys that you respect so much who've had success in the NFL at times, and then kind of try and make your own mark on it.
Luke, very impressive. This has been fantastic insight. It's been awesome to catch up. Before we let you go, we like to get to know all the players in town, rapid fire with some kind of off the field questions. You ready to go?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Last TV show you've binged?
Oh, Ted Lasso.
So good.
Outstanding answer. Outstanding. Death row, cheat meal.
Oh, In-N-Out Burger.
Walk me through the order. From start to finish.
I'll go 3 double doubles with no cheese.
Is that 3 double
and
cheese?
then,
Wow.
But no cheese though.
I mean, if it's my last meal, you know, you can eat whatever.
No.
Right?
I'm not critiquing.
That's not judging. We're punching.
I'm impressed. I'm not judging.
Two sides of fries with a swirl milkshake, so the chocolate and the vanilla.
Do you go animal style there? Or you just as is?
I go regular, and then you just dump the salt on it, the little packet.
The little packet of salt.
Why did we do no cheese on the burger?
I don't know. I love their sauce so much, so I feel like the cheese and the sauce compete against each other.
A movie that you've seen recently or most recently? Are you a movie theater guy?
Oh, I just watched Civil War. Yeah, it came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I just went and saw that. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was good. It wasn't how I expected it was going to be, but it was really good.
That was
Grant's review.
synopsis.
Yeah, literally.
Solid movie, but I thought I was going to see something, and I saw something completely
A lot
different.
of Kirsten Dunst.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of, like, dramatic Kirsten Dunst staring off into the distance.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I was getting into.
What is your strangest personal habit?
Oh, on the field, I spit all the time. I think, you know, you wear a mouth guard, you get turf in there. And I think it just became a little tick almost.
Last one for me, celebrity crush. Do you have a celebrity crush?
Oh, either Keira Knightley or Natalie Portman.
These are great
I was
answers.
a big Star Wars fan growing up, so, you know, Padme.
Grant, give me a second here. Favorite Star Wars film?
I think you got to go with, you know, I've got the high ground, episode 3, right?
You're allowed. Favorite Star Wars character?
Anakin.
I love that. I love that from you, Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent job.
Luke, thank you very much. We threw you through the ringer there. You passed with flying colors. Looking forward to getting you out here to Ashburn and getting to see it on the field, man. Should be a fun rookie season.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, buddy. Congrats.
There's Luke McCaffrey.